What do you get when you combine the eighth wonder of the world with the golden lion? Welcome back to the Jungle Crew, Lagiacrus the Terminator here, and today we'll be talking about the Horned Gorilla, King Rajang. King Rajang is a combination of King Kong and Rajang, one of the strongest of the Kaiju hybrids in terms of physical strength, but also one of the most meat-headed. The reasoning for this combination is the same as Devil Jira's, which in this case is memes made about Rajang being King Kong. Though I chose the 2005 Kong because that and the MonsterVerse Kong are the only two I've seen, but because this was before the GVK design was revealed, I chose the 2005 Kong, also because it's my first tokusatsu film. King Rajang was created by Dr. Manelgar and Itsy Bitsy as well, though they had difficulty with the Rajang DNA because of how naturally violent they are, until they found a dead one and used it with Kong's DNA. Electricity absorption and generation. King Rajang can absorb electricity to charge himself up in power or shoot it out of his mouth as well, in just a small shot or as a beam. Physical strength. King Rajang can lift up anything about twice his size at least, and can even keep up with Devil Jira in terms of physical strength. Semi-bipedalism. King Rajang can rear up to walk on two legs or rear up to use his arms. Acrobatics. King Rajang can swing from just about any surface that can support his weight and move at high speeds with his swinging prowess. Intelligence. King Rajang has shown a level of intelligence in terms of using tools and weapons, though he does not like to use them. Arm hardening. King Rajang can harden his arms to make them hard to cut or pierce, or even give them a physical boost. Furious and hulking forms. King Rajang also has a furious form where his fur turns gold and becomes more electrical, a Hulk-like form where he hulks out and becomes more physically powerful. He can also combine the two. King Rajang is very weak to ice. His weak point is his head. He is extremely overconfident, hence why he does not like to use weapons. If his tail is damaged, he will lose a certain amount of his power, and in his Furious or Furious Hulk form, if his head takes a certain amount of damage, he will lose power. King Rajang started a civil war-like event because of how violent he got towards two hybrids in particular, and Devil Jira was pissed when this happened. Just like King Kong, King Rajang will break the jaws of his opponents, but unlike his component, he does it multiple different ways, including the traditional prying the jaws open, ripping off the lower or upper jaw, or even crushing the jaws with his hands. King Rajang's voice is very similar to Sylvester Stallone's voice. King Rajang's sound effects are a combination of various King Kongs, Rajang, and various primate sounds. King Rajang's Hulk form will allow him to grow to an estimated GVK Kong's size. At most. King Rajang will use weapons when he considers it a good time, though he does not like to use weapons that often because of his overconfidence. King Rajang's violent tendencies get him into trouble a lot, and into fights with the other kaiju hybrids. King Rajang and Devil Jira have a sort of frenemy relationship. This is a reference to Godzilla and King Kong, who both have as a component. The two hybrids he will get violent with the most, who will get their own videos eventually, are Skull Najarala and Anjanath Rex. This sort of violence towards them is a reference to King Kong's fights with the Skullcrawlers and Vastatosaurus Rex. King Rajang, despite being somewhat smart, is very meat-headed, and he tries to constantly one-up everyone. What do you get when you combine the plant-like clone of Godzilla with the floating mountain dragon?